The shift away from veganism among Gen Z and the embrace of high-protein diets is being framed as a return to health and practicality. But beneath the surface, it follows the same pattern of overhyped diet trends that prioritize marketing over real nutritional needs. Veganism, once championed as an ethical and health-conscious choice, is now being dismissed as nutritionally inadequate, with influencers and brands pushing protein as the ultimate dietary solution. However, this abrupt shift raises critical concerns, not only about the long-term sustainability of these dietary patterns, but also about the misinformation driving them. One of the key drivers of this protein obsession is social media. Viral trends on TikTok and Instagram dictate how young people eat, creating cycles of food hysteria that are more about aesthetics and peer validation than genuine health. The rise of high-protein products, from cottage cheese to protein-infused coffee, mirrors past diet crazes like the Atkins and keto movements, both of which promised miraculous results but ultimately faded as their risks became apparent. The argument that protein leads to better satiety, muscle gain, and overall health is not entirely false, but it has been exaggerated to justify an increasingly rigid and expensive approach to eating. The demonization of veganism in this narrative is particularly telling. Rather than a reasoned discussion about the challenges of plant-based nutrition, the discourse has shifted to mocking plant-based alternatives as inferior or overly processed, despite the fact that many of the new high-protein health products, such as protein bars, powders, and flavored dairy, are themselves ultra-processed. The irony is that Gen Z, a generation supposedly more concerned with sustainability and ethical consumption, is now fueling demand for factory-farmed chicken, mass-produced dairy, and expensive protein supplements, all while rejecting plant-based alternatives as unnatural. Financial factors also cannot be ignored. The push for more protein is not just about health, it is about profit. Grocery chains, supplement brands, and food corporations have seized on the protein craze, introducing more high-protein products at premium prices. Meat and dairy, once criticized for their environmental and ethical costs, are now being rebranded as essential for health, with price hikes following the trend. Young consumers, many of whom already struggle with the cost of living, are now prioritizing expensive high-protein foods over more affordable, plant-based staples, not because they necessarily need them, but because marketing has convinced them they do. Perhaps the most concerning aspect of this shift is the long-term impact on health. While increasing protein intake can be beneficial for some, especially those who engage in intense physical activity, the idea that everyone needs to be consuming as much protein as possible is misleading. Excess protein can contribute to kidney strain, digestive issues, and even weight gain when consumed in surplus. The belief that protein alone leads to better health ignores the broader importance of a balanced diet rich in fiber, vitamins, and healthy fats, nutrients that are often overlooked in the rush to consume more protein. As history has shown, diet trends are cyclical. Today, protein is king, but in a few years, another nutrient will take its place. The danger is that, in the process, consumers continue to be manipulated by an industry that profits from their anxieties about health and body image. Rather than blindly following the latest food trend, it would be wiser to take a step back and question whether the sudden obsession with protein is really about well-being, or just another way for companies to cash in on dietary confusion.